Oh, hold on. Hold on, backpack. There it is. Bam. You know, this is called me Handy. Okay, Handyman. And that's when I became a music producer. I used to produce music for my buddies in high school. Out of high school, we had a group called the Devastating Kings. But our posse was bigger than our fucking rap group. The Devastating Kings posse, the DKP. If anybody knows, being in Hacienda Heights at the late '80s, they know the DKP, BBK, and then my other buddies that I rolled with was Love Disco Style. Shit, we fucking rules. We were the Chicano fucking groups right there. So anyway, uh, long story short, Krusty came from Bonnie Beach. Came from my boys from Bonnie Beach. It came from me being out there binding people, fucking being the crust, just being a terror, a straight out terror in the streets, but in a good way. um, it just, like, yeah, it kind of came from Krusty the Clown or whatever, but
I was about to say that because it sounds like it. Yeah.
well, let me put it this way: there was a Halloween party that we fuck, Rich, you got it right for the first time. Bonnie Beach, yeah, Bonnie Beach. Okay, so my boys from Bonnie Beach, they fucking uh, we had a party in Alhambra at one guy's house. We used to call him Push Broom because he had this brocha and that was it. But he wasn't from nowhere or whatever. But he had a brocha, and I was like, yeah, what's up, Push Broom? Whatever. He wasn't from no hood or nothing, and I wasn't either, but I was because I fucking lived in it. Anyway, make a long story short, I was seeing this girl, um, and she had came to the party, but they were already starting to call me Krusty anyway. Um, I got up on some tables and I danced and I fucking did my rap and shit. Boom, 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 boom. And it was, yeah, fuck yeah, Krusty, blah, blah, just that. So that's where it came from. And then I fucking went and asked my brother Joey, Mr. Hobbs. I said, hey, give me the keys to your Volkswagen. I'm gonna take this chick and go home with her, and I did. so so Krusty started right there. That was it. Crust Dog was born. So go on.
All right. So, you've been into music since you were young, as I could tell, as you speak right now. What was the major thing about music that caught your eye, and you try to do what you did the most? Because that's what it sounds like. You do a lot, no knowledge about music, and it's like, whoa, you come out from here and there, and you show us from, you could say from slow to fucking like, hey, I got game with my music, like meaning you get girls and stuff like that. You learn to master that. You know what I mean? I noticed that you learn how to master from metal to like any type of music, English, Spanish, it didn't matter. You know a lot, and it's pretty like knowledgeable. That I'm like, whoa. Sometimes you come out with some music I've never heard, and it's pretty bad too. No lie. And then I guess your father did music also.
Right.
So what was your main thing about music that you
So,
you went on a knowledge spree? Like you went on, you said fuck college, let's do this. You know what I mean? And you turned it from music to, I guess you love doing
to my
mechanics
own
on
knowledge,
cars.
something like that.
Yeah, you went from one thing to no, no. I mean, like you went from music to doing like cars fixing and all that stuff. Like, did it come together? You know how some people the lowriders and they all listen to certain type of music and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. So my love of music came from both my mom and my dad. My mom, I had a lot of R&B, a lot of disco, a lot of fucking oldies and shit, the smooth stuff. My mom liked rock and roll too and stuff, but um, I got a lot of the rock and roll and the other stuff from my dad, the blues and reggae and shit from my dad. They both, I could tell you this right now. Both of them um, gave me what I got today. Okay, and as far as like cars and stuff like that, Yeah, music is always a part of everything. Music is part of life. Okay. So what the deal was is this. Um how can I put it? Shit. I was working on cars. I was working on custom Volkswagens at 13 years old. Custom Volkswagens in the street. I was tuning Volkswagens to fucking go and race or do whatever the fuck. Because my cousin Joey,
You got
uh,
into like me. I got into racing because they took me on a wild one, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. You know.
yeah. So like my cousin Joey, he had this Volkswagen, and and I don't know if you guys know about Volkswagen motors, and you probably don't, most of you. But he had an 1835 with dual carburetors. Now
Muscle, muscle,
that's
nothing but muscle.
powerful fucking Volkswagen, okay? But it was a convertible too. It was black on black. It was just sick.
That would have been nice if I would have seen that. That was a muscle car right there, just in a
We
you
used to,
know.
we used to cruise around. He used to pick me up from junior high school when I was sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did that a couple of times. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? He used to pick me up early, or my uncle Steve, who was another musical influence. So it didn't matter because these guys were my Bonnie Beach fucking people. Um, the Bonnie Beach people would pick me up from La Merced in Montebello, or AC Lopez Jr.'s son went to that school. His son went to his. We both went to the same school, me and his son. But I went obviously a lot earlier. And me and AC talked about that shit. But yeah, so I would fake being sick and have these guys pick me up so I could go over there on Bonnie Beach and just chill for a while, a little bit longer or whatever. Um, Bonnie Beach is in East LA.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's in East LA and it's a kick back, relax, and enjoy the whatever comes to you. So it can be.
It's right there in the middle of all the maravillas. Okay.
Yeah, that's a scary place to be. I lived there for 3 months. Remember, I told you I was there. I booked it. I said, "Fuck this! I can't take this. Homeless are scarier than what you think, and people come out of nowhere, and you gotta be watching your back." And I'm like, "Which way do I run?" You know what I mean?
Told me back then, I would have made sure nobody fucked with you. Damn. But yeah, so yeah, I used to go over there and stuff. And anyway, okay, so I did that shit, but I started learning how to do how to play with machines, like recording machines, drum machines, different things, right? To expand what I had going on with the DKP. So the DKP was in Hacienda Heights. Okay, I lived in Hacienda Heights for a minute there with my mom and my brother. And but see, they went to school. They went to work and school in the city. They went into LA. My brother was going to a school in LA, and my mom was living in LA. So like, I was the only one at the
You
house.
were the only one, like the detachment of the
I was in
whole
Pico Rivera.
call up the lineup status. You
I
were
was in
the
Jardín. I was in
yeah.
Jardín. Okay, I was
You
in
were
the
your own yourself. Like you were teaching yourself. You were growing up yourself status. Yeah, yeah.
and I was just about turning fucking like 13 and into my teens and shit. So there was a lot going on. Um, cutting school and going back to Bonnie Beach, but it didn't
Are you
matter.
related to
But
me,
I
Krusted? Are
always
you
went,
related at the
and then my
same
mom
age
would
you
pick
think
me
I
up
learned
from
by
there
myself?
and go home. Huh?
Are you like me? You were the disconnected rebel from the family that there you're the how they call me. I was the bad influence to my cousins and stuff like that. Only because I wasn't so connected to my family. You know what I mean? I was like doing my own thing. I raised myself status. After 13, I was on my own status.
Yeah, I was pretty much something like that. I was pretty much that kid that fucking God damn it! Why doesn't he listen? Why doesn't he do his homework? But I'm getting A's. Well, why doesn't he do his homework? Whatever.
Or I don't see you doing work today. What's going on? How do
They
you
were
do
a
this?
joke. I thought the teachers were a joke. I was like, man, I know this shit. You already taught me that. Why do I have to do these tests? Why do I have to do this and that? Why do I have to fucking even do homework? Just bring on the test and I'll show you 100. Fuck you. You know? That's just my attitude back then.
Same
Uh,
here. I know what you mean. Go ahead.
so fucking yeah, I wanted to always be on Monty Beach because the music shit was there, the car shit was there, all that stuff was there. You know, um, being in Pico, I lived with my mom and my brother and my stepfather, who I call my daddy Tony. My daddy Tony had badass rides. He was the guy on Townsend Block in East Los that had 34 Fords, 34 Plymouths, fucking all these fucking badass rides, lowriders, everything. You know what I mean? Um, I was raised in the hood, like fucking Big D says. You know, we would wake up in the morning in Pico. My daddy Tony would put my brother in front of him, facing him on the motorcycle on the Harley, and I'd be on the back, holding on from behind, and we'd go to fucking East LA like that. Three of us. One time, the cops pulled us over and they were like, "You can't have this kid in front of you," and blah blah blah. And luckily, my mom's mother's daughter, Sylvia, happened to see us getting pulled over and getting fucked with the cops, and she took my little brother with her to my abuelita's house, which is my daddy Tony's mom's house. Yeah, I went with my daddy Tony on the motorcycle, and luckily nobody got a ticket or nothing, and it was all good. But man, we used to do that shit, and this was way back in the days when fucking a lot of people didn't give a fuck about shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
they used to have the kids in the back of the trucks with no seat belts.
yeah,
I remember all that shit.
remember
And
that? And
yeah, and then people tell me now, why can't we do that? It's illegal now. You either have a seatbelt on or something. You can't go in the
yeah,
back. We used to, you know what we used to do? We used to get the tie down from the back of the truck and go in the donuts and when they're playing dirt mode and we'd be doing donuts and we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, we go through the railroad track, try to fly through them with the back and being in line down in the back or something. And they're like, you guys are
right,
gonna get hurt. No, this shit's dope. Let's do this again. We were like, what, 14, 13 around there. It
yeah,
was fun
yeah.
as fuck.
There was a time when we could sit in the back of a truck and be able to be transported, drive around, and nobody gave a fuck. Cops would see it, no problem, you know. But at a certain point, come on in.
Hey, we'll be out both cancer fit.
Huh?
We're out both cancer fit.
Who's it? Okay,
All right.
do it. Okay, so fucking. There came a time when shit started getting, changed up, and oh, you can't be in the back of a truck. And it's because some people abused it and fucked it up and, drove stupid and people would fly out and die and shit, you know, however that goes. But, yeah, I had a great time. Okay. So my stepfather, my daddy Tony fucking, like I said, he built some badass fucking rides. So that got me into cars right away. On top of my dad's brother, my uncle Edward, Eddie Boy, from East Los, right there. He was doing what do you call those things? Kit cars. He was doing some crazy stuff with cars too. He was doing Porsches, Volkswagens, bikes, trikes, a lot of Harley shit. Everybody. The main thing between everybody was cars and Harleys. And then check this out. My stepfather and my dad's brother, Eddie Boy, ended up being best friends. So that turned out to be a trip. Because every time I could, like, I was over there at my dad's house and my daddy Tony dropped me off, my stepfather dropped me off. He wouldn't just drop me off. He would drop me off and then kick it and hang out with my fucking uncle, you know? So it was a trip. Yes, he passed me on to my dad, which then my dad was in taking care of me or whatever. But he used to hang out and chill with my uncle, and they would brainstorm on stuff for for my uncle's motorcycle that he was about to build. My uncle built a badass motorcycle. But what's fucked up is that, like, okay, so it's like when you build a motorcycle, you put it together and you basic time it. The timing, right? The timing for the motor and the spark plug and all this shit. He basic timed it. He was gonna go to Laidlaw's in Rosemead to go get it final timed and get it super tuned in. Well, on his way over there, he fucking some guy cut him off. He fucking hit a fucking light pole. Light pole came down on him, fucked up everything. He fucked up his leg. He fucking had 101 stitches on his head. It was just all bad. And when he came back, me and my cousins were all the only thing we were concerned about was a motorcycle. I want to see the motorcycle. We went to the garage. We saw the motorcycle. We was like, and all the hard dedication of people, that were there with my uncle putting it together and shit. And then we were like, okay, how's my uncle? Brainstorm on stuff for my uncle's motorcycle that he was about to build. My uncle built a badass motorcycle. But what's fucked up is that 101 stitches on his head. It was just all bad. And when he came back, me and my cousins were all the only thing we were concerned about was a motorcycle. I want to see the motorcycle. We went to the garage. We saw the motorcycle. We was like, and all the hard dedication of people, that were there with my uncle putting it together and shit. And then we were like, okay, how's my uncle?
I believe he has frozen. Hopefully he comes back soon. I was getting all into the story. My bad. So how is everybody doing? Since he's frozen, hopefully he jumps back in. You got no sound. Who, me?
Because of the motorcycle accident or whatever. These are the stupid things that fucking used to happen back in the 70s, 80s, whatever. My aunt had this friend named Marty. May she rest in peace. Um, he shot her in the ass with a BB gun just because he could, and he also went to the went into the restroom and took a picture of her. He opened up the thing real quick. 70s shit. That shit wouldn't go right now. You know what I mean? That shit wouldn't go. Those are the things I remember, and those are the things that I grew up with. I started smoking at a young age. Started drinking at a
What,
little.
what age did you start smoking weed?
What was
Everybody
that?
starts at, what age did you start smoking weed? Everybody starts at 13. How old were you?
Okay, 5 years old. I had a joint in my mouth, but I used to blow, not suck. Because
Oh, you were five?
if you blow, that shit lights up at the tip, right? So I used to think I was smoking, but I wasn't. I used to blow and I'd be like, yeah, whoo, yeah, but I wasn't smoking. I don't
Rich,
know.
you're behind Rich. I asked him how he got his name like a while back, and he already told us, and that was a quick one. And then I asked him about his music, how did he get into his music, and how he got into like growing up and stuff like that. And he's explaining he's almost done with the how he got into all that, and I'm about to ask him the next question. But it's both questions. He just asked me what was the original question. That first question already passed. We're already on the third question after he finished right now.
How I got my name or where I grew up. How I got my name was the boys. Because they were like fucking crusty. when I had that clown suit on, and more than that, because they used to call me Crunchy. They used to call me this and that until they stuck on Krusty. Um,
And he said he met a girl, and that's how it all started.
yeah,
Yes,
I took her home. I took her
that's
home
my.
with me, and it was over, Jack. Um, did
Okay, I'm gonna
you?
move to the third
Rich,
question.
I'm gonna slap you right
Yeah,
now.
we got slow mo. We got to slow mo because Rich is not catching on to us.
No, no, no. Rich is starting to actually.
Rich, this is the third question. Third question.
Go ahead. What you got? What's the next one, Puffy? Or did I finish answering what we got right there?
My daughter thinks she's watching. Are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me now?
It's a
Oh,
Krusty
look,
Krab.
I can't see you. Your graphics are going away. You look like in half black and half gray. There you
I'm right
go.
here.
Okay. My daughter thinks you're watching her. She's dancing in the back of me. Like, yeah, she's used to dancing with you. Um, well, she's dancing. She saw you dance. She started coming up to me. The third question is, what was your first? You could say that you drove, like your car, your motorcycle, whatever you drove. Like me, I drove an '88 Thunderbird Standard, and my ex, he was my. I was 13 when I learned this. He's like, oh, I'm sick, right? My ex told me, oh, I'm sick, right? And I'm like, I don't know how to drive Standard. What the fuck, you know what I mean? And I'm
Well, we
short.
gotta learn.
And I couldn't reach, and he goes, drive with 2 feet if you have to. Fuck it. I was like, all right. The car will stop, every 5 fucking minutes. He's like, gotta go. No, you should just shit. The car
Like,
shakes, and I started laughing. And he goes, you're not sick. You're laughing at me. That means that you're not sick. You're trying to teach me how to drive standard. So I know how to drive standard because of that. And I
hell
learned how to
yeah.
race because of that. And yeah, I know how to do a
Fuck
lot of things with
yeah.
cars.
That's
That's my reason I know about engines and all that shit, and I know how to fix my own cars, and I don't need no dude to come and tell me what to do because I already know how to do it. I was pregnant fixing the back lights of my fucking Eclipse, and you know what I mean? They looked at me like, if you ain't gonna help, don't look at me. Don't even take a picture. You know what I mean?
you're
I
my
was
kind
gone.
of girl, Puffy. Fuck yeah.
That's why I
Shit.
know about cars. I know how to fix it.
You
I learned not to
understand?
wait on nobody.
You understand the relationship between an engine and a transmission because you know how
Yeah,
to.
but I never named them no girl names. I never named my cars no girl names. That's all I gotta say. But everybody
No,
got
you
their
don't have
fucking
to. You
their
don't
car
have to.
right now.
Yeah, guys name their cars girls' names, and girls should name their cars guy names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the way it
So,
is.
what was your first like hardcore drive that you went on a mission? You know what I mean?
My first hardcore drive that I went on a mission. Okay, that was on my motorcycle. Got my motorcycle in '88. At the end of '88, it was a 1989 Suzuki GS 500. It's a starter bike. It was a starter bike, but I got it brand new off the line. I did not know how to ride a motorcycle. I knew how to drive stick, which helped me out because motorcycles are pretty much stick. Okay, and the motherfucker said, "Okay, go drive around the block a couple of times, right here in the back, and then come back, and then after that, you're on your own." So I did that. Came back. He sprayed some shit on it and said, "Okay, good luck. You're out." All the paperwork was done and shit. Now it's gone. That first fucking day I went on the freeway. Fuck it, I didn't care. No helmet, no nothing, because back then there was no helmet law. And I was just sitting there fucking having bugs fucking hit my face and shit. Started learning some stuff, right away. But yeah, that fucking motorcycle. Yeah, that was the one. I did wheelies on that shit. I did a bunch of shit on that thing. Damn, I
What
moved.
was like your major? You got in trouble for like hauling ass or something, or and
It's mine. It's mine.
hold on, give me a minute. She wants to be on the video. Hold on.
What's up, mama? Okay, so the major thing that I ever got in trouble for, ooh, shit, I got in trouble, but shit was pretty heavy sometimes, but it was always pretty lenient as far as things go. Um. Okay, I got caught stealing. I got into some kind of trouble about that. I don't even remember what the fuck the punishment was, so that must have not have been too bad. Um, I remember. Shit. Nah, I did a lot of shit and didn't get caught for it. Fuck. Um, to this day, there's not too much that I really got in trouble for. I got in trouble one time for fucking my mom found a joint that I had with me. I was about to go over to my dad's and I had this joint on me and I wrapped it up in a paper or whatever. I thought she wouldn't smell it. She fucking smelled it. And before I went over there to my dad's, she called my dad. She's like, "This motherfucker, he got a joint, blah, 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 he got a roach or whatever the fuck." And I didn't get to go to my dad's because, like, my mom used to cut me off for whatever reason to go see my dad if fucking I wasn't behaving or something like that. So yeah, I didn't get to see my dad for a couple weeks because of that bullshit. But next time I went over there. I smoked. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. So when I turned 17, before I hit 18, a couple months before I hit 18, I just was like, not that I was fed up with living with my mom or whatever. I just wanted my freedom so bad. And I knew that if I went to my dad's, I would have it. Because it was a different place, Bonnie Beach. Bonnie Beach is what I write about in my book. Bonnie Beach is a free-spirited fucking place that it's one of those places that don't exist in the world anymore. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. Go ahead.
Well, what has been the worst of the worst that you have lived in your life when you, like, say you lost somebody or you were happy at a moment and then you decided like to be on your own because you were so emotional, like in crisis, but like you didn't know yourself, you were trying to find who you were, little things like that that literally made you go away from everybody, pushed you away from
The two kind of are the same. Because you asked two questions right there, okay? The biggest thing that influenced me as far as somebody leaving my life was my Uncle Edward, Eddie Boy, okay? He got me into cars, along with my stepfather, my daddy Tony. But my daddy Tony was still around, but then he left us. And kind of the same thing with my Uncle Edward, because my Uncle Edward died. He had a fucking overdose, heroin, or complications due to heroin or whatever the fuck. He choked on his fucking throw up. Okay. So that was a big fucking loss to me. These guys are my idols. Okay. My Uncle Edward died. Well, my mom told me she got a phone call. And I was right there looking at her. I went to like the very entrance of her room, and I was like, "Who is it?" or whatever. I was just being not a nosy kid, but just a kid. And she I could hear her talking, and she's like, "Oh, oh," and then I could tell it went all bad on the phone. And she turns around, she hangs up. She turns around, and she said, "They found your uncle." I was like, "No way!" Like, I swear to God. It felt like somebody just fucking pushed me, and I fell back on the dresser behind me. I was just like, "Whoa!" I was like, And I went to my room, and I started fucking crying. I jumped in my pillow. I started fucking crying. My little brother did too. And then my mom, like, before we could keep on crying, my mom was like, "Fuck that. Get your shit. We're going over to fucking Bonnie Beach right now." And she stopped us from crying real quick. She fucking just said, "Let's go. We're going over there." And we went to the main house. We went to where everything's going on. and my mom obviously wanted to find out what was going on. I felt comfort in just being there with my uncles and everybody else who was there, my dad and everybody. That was the biggest fucking thing in my life as far as a change and shit. Um, and right then, I understood that I'm not gonna have somebody next to me all the time. I need to understand to be on my own. You know what I mean? To do shit for myself. To know that you know people around me could fall, but I gotta fucking stand. You know what I mean? So that was a big lesson there. Big lesson. I even helped out my other uncle, because he was just fucking a mess, and I sat there and I tried to help him out. But yeah, that's that. And what was the second part of it?
What has made you stay away from the world? Like, what made you not want to come off? You know how some people have that time that they're like, "Fuck this! I don't want nobody near me, nobody with me."
Right.
And they're a little bit older. You know what I mean? They have that I just want to be alone status. What would make you do that?
Pretty much around that time, I became a little bit of a recluse, but I had already had teachers about that. Um, my uncle Steve, a couple other people, but okay. Remember, I was the first child. I was alone for 7 years until my brother came, and then my other brother came like later. But I learned how to live, just make myself happy as a young kid and shit, and just play with my toys and have fun on my own. You know what I mean? I was good with that. I was really good at that, and I was cool. I pleased myself like that. I was great with that. So I already kind of knew how to do that shit. Um, and I took it through all my life, even up to now. I need to have my own time, my little space and shit, just because it grounds me. It keeps me sane. It keeps me fucking real. It keeps me all these things. Not to say that I'm like a recluse and I don't fucking go out there and hang out with people and shit. It's just I like my me time. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, that.
Okay, what was your biggest like moment of, like, you know how you have a pet or you have a favorite car, whatever? What was the most like that give you an experience and a good memory that you can say, "Oh, I woke up and I still remember how I did this and it was fun." You never know, you know what I mean? Like everybody has when they have their first child, they'll be like, "Hey, that was the craziest day ever," and they start telling you the story. Like my dad and my mom tell us the story of, "Oh, when your brother was born, we threw a coin. We named him like this. We said whoever's the stupid ass that passes through the door, that's his name." And my uncle passed by and they named him like my uncle. My mom and my dad, my mom goes, "When I had your sister, your dad was out flying kites and I was delivering the baby." They will tell us some crazy ass stories that we're like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? And then when my mom and my dad, they're like, "When we had you, we threw a coin up saying," because my grandma's mom was named Marta Eulalia. You know what I mean? And my mom wanted Marta Patricia, so they did a coin flip, and my dad won. So my name is Marta Eulalia, and people are like, "What's your second name? What? How do you say that shit?" Yeah, my kids can't even say it. I'm like, leave it alone. Just leave it as Marta. Don't remember Eulalia. Don't remember that name. That's it. So those are the adventures my parents had, and they tell us.
That's
And
awesome.
how they used to dress is different. Like my mom used to be a Chicali girl. You know what I mean? She got married with her dickies and her tank top. You know what I mean? Like, and her long ass hair and her tandito and all that shit. Everything. Where'd you get it from? My mama. I get it from my mama. You know what I mean?
My mom.
So back there, and it was crazy. So what was your adventure like going with your kids and stuff like that?
Okay, so about the name, I could tell you this. You didn't ask this, but my dad was like, it was either Chris or you were gonna be fuck it, what's that name? Oh my god, Phineas. My name was gonna be Phineas.
I remember the cartoon Phineas and Ferb or whatever it's called. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
So if you guys might be talking to Phineas right now if it was up to my dad. But okay, so then what was the other part you were saying? Like the biggest what?
Like when you had your kids, like were you excited? Like the first one say, "Oh, I want to go do this and I want to go do that." Like I told you, my mom, and my dad were when they told me the story. Oh, your dad didn't know have a name. I didn't have a name, and your brother was named like the first dumbass that came through the door, and it was your
I was
uncle,
in
and his name was
shock.
Fernando. You know what I mean?
I was in shock. Not shocked, but I was just like, this is unreal. This is not happening. Um, I made this happen because I intentionally did this shit. Okay.
You
But
intentionally did it. I never heard a guy say that or admit that they intentionally did so. That's
yeah,
dope.
pop my son
You're
into
cool,
this
Chris. You're
world.
Chris.
You know what
You're
I mean?
honest as can be.
I intentionally did this shit. Um, but when he was arriving and coming, I was like, what the fuck? I started like, damn, your life is gonna change like a motherfucker right now. And yeah, definitely, there was names thrown out. I was like, nah,
Did
it's
you faint? Did you faint when you saw the delivery? Did you
gonna
see
be
the delivery?
Chris, but he's not gonna be Junior. And I was there. I saw the whole fucking thing happen.
Did you
I was,
faint?
I was, I
I've
didn't.
seen people
I
faint.
was the thing. I knew what happens in there and shit. Um, no, I didn't faint, and I cried. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck yeah, my first kid. Yeah, I sat there. I didn't fucking. But when I saw him and
It
he
was
came
pure
out, and
joy. You were
all of a
happy that
sudden,
you finally got to hold the child.
I had these things coming down. You know what I mean? But I wasn't all bawling or nothing like that. I just had tears like of joy.
You were in that moment where you're like, "Did I make this? Did I make this? Is this
I
mine?"
witnessed
It's that, yeah,
miracles.
I've seen that stuck body. I've seen that one.
A fucking miracle. See this kid come into the world, out of mama's tummy and into the air, into the atmosphere, into the
How
world.
many children do you have?
I got,
Oh, that's not good. You're thinking about it. You remember how many kids you got?
well, I've got five.
I didn't even think you had five.
I got
Probably
five.
three. I thought you because you're very like reserved to yourself status.
Three are mine, and there's another two that are mine too. I don't like to claim anybody, oh, because of this or because of that. No, they're all fucking mine. Period. And they
That's
know
what's up.
about that. And we rock like that, you know. They know I'm dad. Period. Period. They need to talk to me or whatever. If they want, they can. You know. My son, the oldest one, motherfuckers almost. He's pretty much like me a lot. He's doing rap, smoking weed, um, doing his
He's your
thing.
mini you. He's your mini you. I have one of those.
But
On my eight, I have one.
he's not really like close to me. But when he needs to, he already knows, and we both know it's there.
I noticed that all the first kids are always reserved to themselves only when needed.
Yeah, they're a little
When
different.
you're like, what? They don't even come and ask you for help unless they really need it. That's what my oldest is.
Right.
You waited 2 weeks to tell me this? You could have told
Exactly.
me before that. No, I had to do it first. And if I knew I had to, I'm going to go talk to you. But if I don't worry about it. All right. Okay.
Right. 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 And then I got my daughter, and I got my other three sons. Um,
You have a girl. Maybe
they're, they're beautiful. They're all beautiful pains in the asses and
was
fucking
your girl
love.
old little girl that you had to learn how to comb her hair. You know how some guys go, I don't know how to do their hair. How the hell do I do this? Or what do I have to do? I don't know what to do with the girl. I've seen it. That's a mess.
Her mom and her did that, but she's a toughie. She's a
You have
firefighter.
a smile on your face. You talk wonders of her.
She's a
She's a
firefighter.
spoiled one. She's
Went out there and
she's
did her
that
shit for
little
school.
girl.
She's definitely um uh I
That's
want to
your attitude. I
say
bet you that's
daddy's
your
little.
attitude.
I wouldn't say she's daddy's little girl, but she's a badass, and she'll come to me with anything if she needs it. Um, like all my kids, the younger ones, um, same thing, same thing, same thing. But all these kids, when they're all together, it's awesome. You know, his son got lost this weekend. His friends on a hike. The police had to come and everything. Fuck. And he was saying that the weekend with his friends, family, 2 hours, blah, blah. What the fuck, Rich? Damn.
Oh, I know. He told me this morning. I was like, what?
Damn, that's
But
crazy,
thank
bro.
God
I
they
would freak
found him.
out
He's
too.
doing better, I hope.
Shit, if my daughter went missing, I'll go up there real quick. Because she's somewhere a little bit north of here. And, fuck, I'll go find her ass.
Oh, I know. I would jump on, like, when my daughter lives, right now she's in Chico, or anything has happened, she lived in Bakersfield. I jumped on the bus. I didn't give a fuck. I'm afraid of buses because they always break down.
I'll
So,
just
like,
keep them heads in. I don't give a fuck who they are, cops or not. You better find my fucking daughter, or any of my kids.
crazy. Like I tell everybody, I don't know what it would be if I lose one of them or they pass. I'll die. Like if I died, like I feel like I was dying when they took them away when they were younger. I feel like they took a whole part of me. You know what I mean? Imagine when they're gone or they're lost. I'm
That's hard.
like
Can't
go psychotically. Well, no shit. My anxiety kicks in.
right. Fuck. Damn, that's crazy, Rich. You didn't tell me that earlier.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to help. I'm gonna help him get a GPS on his phone and on the kid, even the phone's off. I know how to do all that and how to put a camera to make sure where they're at and stuff like that. I do it on mine. I do that on mine. I can watch what they're doing. They don't even know when I'm watching. You know what I mean? I can
Puffy,
hear
you're
something
very advanced,
left
Puffy.
or right or something.
You're very advanced there.
Hey, I've been doing it ever since they got bullied. My son was a what, fifth grader. Now he's a senior. He goes, "Mom, you can stop doing that already. I'm already old." Nope, nope. And I've have helped the band. The band was lost in LA because they went to a concert, and I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are here. Coordinates are here, and go this way, go left, go right, freeway this way." And they're like,
My
"Mom,
little
why
one
leave
already
them all over
knows.
here?"
My youngest already knows. If they start fucking with you, just suck them in the mouth. Shut them the fuck up real quick. Just fucking hit them. I don't care. Your dad's got your back. I'll back you up at school. Sock them in the mouth. Shut the fucking fool up.
My kids go,
Quick.
"Mom, if I get in a fight, is it okay? As long as you don't hit first, let them start hitting you, and then you keep going. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you're
I
getting
tell my
hit
kid,
first. I don't care."
I tell my son, if they're fucking with you and they're starting to act stupid before they hit you, just fucking give them a good one in the mouth, right in the nose. Fuck them. That'll stop them real quick. Fuck that shit. And I'll back.
What makes you get a cat? How long has your cat been with you, or what other animal have you had that inspires you to be as close as your friend? Since you never know.
Cats. Cats have been with me forever. Dogs have been with me forever too. We've had a long line of Akitas. That's a type of dog. Um, and just recently, the latest cats. We've had cats throughout the years, but the latest cats. There's this one guy. This motherfucker we call Blondie. He's named after the character from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's named after Clint Eastwood, and it fits him. That motherfucker kills lizards, fucking
Oh, I
birds,
seen my cat play with spiders and stuff like that.
and
I've never
mice,
seen that.
everything. He'll eat them too, and then like he comes in and he'll eat regular food too. But he only stays in the garage. He doesn't come in the house.
Hey,
Uh,
where I learned the technique of how to call my cat the other day that I got out because you were doing it to the cat that you shook the thing and you said, "Where are you? God damn it!" And then the cat falls out of nowhere. I did the same move and the cat came out of nowhere.
what the fuck? All right, all right.
How did you do this YouTube? How did you get into it, and what has it done for you? Have you met new people? Have you done things that you don't do like out there where you live? You do it more on lives or what? Does it bring the best of you out of like sometimes like
Um,
I know because I see you dancing and I see you happy mode and sometimes I see you mad. I see you both ways.
yeah. You know. Okay, so look. Um, okay, so as far as YouTube goes, I started off looking at this channel called it's Cricket's old channel, Perplex News. Okay, I was watching Perplex News, and I got interested in Mundo's tales, Mundo's stories. Okay, so that happened, and then out of that, I got moved over to John Boxer Mendoza's book, Nuestra Familia. Something paradigm. Okay, and that thing really fucked me up because I knew that it was him reading the book, and he was good at that. You know what I mean? And I really dug it. To this day, I still listen to that book over and over again. I know he's got another one, and I just kind of holding myself because I want to get into that soon too. But yeah, I would catch myself right there, like waiting for the next drop, and I was like, "Damn, how come you haven't dropped it yet?" I've always been like that. So I got into the what you call prison channels, okay? And at the same time, I got this book, coming along, and I started following channels, ACP, Gunner. I was there for a minute until fuck, what was it, like New Year's last year or something like that? That was it New Year's last year or the year before when Dankin and Drankin dropped theirs. They dropped theirs right after New Year's. They dropped their new channel right after New Year's. But they used to get on. They used to get on ACP and Gunner and a couple things over there. So I saw that happening, and I was getting a little bit of notoriety in the chats because I would chat a lot and talk a lot, and I let everybody know, yeah, I'm from East Los and blah blah, and I used to straighten out shit that they would say something about East Los, and I would see some shit that wasn't really correct, and I would correct it.
You were like the you gotta get it straight so you can know what's up. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I was there. I grew up there, so ain't nobody can tell me fucking that it wasn't a different way. So that's the way I got into it, and I was just a chat cat. I was there. I was in the chats all the time, and I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? It'd be good if I did my own channel. And then on top of that, I was like, that would be a good way to promote my book too. You know what I mean? Maybe get a couple people to like me, and then maybe that'll be a sure thing as far as people that wanted to buy my book. But it went a little bit more than that. I started really liking the people, and
You became gaining people like your fam and friends and stuff like that, right?
so I started like really digging the fucking scene and the people, and started kind of forgetting my book a little bit, and trying to promote it and stuff. So then, little by little, I went back, tried to tell a couple stories here and there that are in the book, so that people could get a little bit enticed and a little bit interested, and maybe they fucking buy a copy or whatever. Fuck anybody in these things right here. All of us, the groups that we have right here.
Yeah.
Any and all of you guys that are here, I will give you a signed copy.
I want one shit. I've been waiting for you to tell me what to call and shit. I want one.
You buy it, I will sign it for you. You will have a signed copy. If we've been rocking for a while, fucking I will sign it, and you got a good one right there.
I noticed some of these people already met. A lot of y'all have met each other, YouTubers and stuff like that. I've seen that some become really good friends over the years or whatever. How long have you been doing YouTube?
I was on YouTube like about 11 years ago. I started my Krusted 13 channel about.
Oh, 11, the other one that you said is blocked.
Yeah, my old channel. I've been on that shit for a while, and I put videos up. I put videos of my grandparents I put videos of
Yeah,
my
I've noticed that you have a lot of historical stuff, like little things. That's when I see you watching videos that you put like the History Channel and you're talking about them. Oh, and this happened and this happened. I seen that you're very passionate about that. Kind of
oh
giving
yeah,
us a little bit of everything, like the history. Like, oh, they haven't even said what's not here. You haven't seen it. It got kind of worse, or it kind of changed, or they were
yeah,
badasses. All I know, I hear that. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I seen you cry through some. I seen you go through some, and sometimes you give us some knowledge that like you say, the TV won't tell you or the radio won't say. You know what I mean?
right.
Whatever's behind doors, you saw live at full force. You know what I
Pay
mean?
attention, Puffy. You pay attention.
I
That's
do pay attention. I pay attention to comments. I pay
right.
attention to what everybody says. Like I tell everybody, you want me to tell you what you said? I'll tell you from when you started till you end. You know what I mean? Sometimes I might talk fast, but it's like I know I heard everything. My ADHD lets me pay attention to what catches my eye and my ear. So
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I learned a lot over the time I've been watching you. I didn't know some songs here and there that had here that history about how it started, how they got together, and all that stuff. My son goes, he knows a lot about the drummings and the guitars and the sounds, and I'm like, yeah, that's Krusted.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And like I said a little while back, when I was starting, not when I was starting, but a little bit after, I was like, you know what, you guys are gonna sooner or later understand who the fuck the crust is. You know what I mean? And you're gonna start to understand who he is and how he is, or whatever, and where he came from, this and that. And there's still a lot for people to learn, but
Especially
they're
your dancing.
getting
Everybody, that's how I met you through your dancing. Somebody told me you were doing the pop lock and drop set, and you know me, the robot and all this. I'm like, nah, yeah, there's a guy that dances. His name is Krusty. Go to his channel. That's and I seen it live. You know how I met all y'all because I was helping Frank Positive Vibes. I helped him do his channel. I helped him do his stuff. Start the starting beginning of it. You know what I mean,
Shout
well,
out
he's
to
Frank
Frank's
is like,
Positive Vibes.
we're good friends and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
I helped him out from the get go till he said no more. I got this. I said all right. I'm a cheerleader in the background. You know what I mean? But then I became, and then he's the one that told me do your channel. So I was like, all right, let's do this. But I didn't know how to start it. So me and him were like doing a back and forth. You do it like this. No, you do it like this. We said he would do my stuff on my channel, and I would do his channel. He goes, damn it, we should trade. I'm like, no, you go on that one. I'll help you. You help me however you want. And that's how it started.
Then be yourself. That's it.
Yeah, and then he told me, "Don't be shy. Come on now. I ain't a shy person. When it comes to my channel, I won't speak. I speak everywhere, but I won't speak in my channel."
Right. Yeah. You wanna you wanna keep it positive and uplift in your channel. You wanna keep it, this and that. But every now and then you're human. You got a down day, so maybe you do that, but you don't want to really put it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's all on you. You
you
know.
gotta learn how to do and don'ts. You know what I mean? Like you learn
Learn
how to fall, how to get up, and how to roll over. You know what I mean? Like I know what you mean.
learn when to walk away. Learn when to
Yeah,
run.
and sometimes they can go to another level, but that's if you let it. You know what I mean? You gotta put your boundaries, like y'all say. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's a he said she said high school bullshit that you gotta learn to relive all over again. Sometimes that it's like.
Park the high school bullshit.
No, I'm telling you, I saw some channels that are up in here. I'm like, oh my god, here we go. And then I start singing that Frozen song, Let It Go. And then they're like, don't start. Well, it's true, let it go. Let them bitch about it. What they gonna get about nothing?
That's good. That's good. I
Like
like
I tell everybody, if it don't make you, don't break you. You know it's not true. Don't
right.
go tell them, oh, I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
Boy, do it like I do. Sit back, wait, and just let them fuck themselves minded. You know what I mean? They're gonna go mind fuck
Yeah,
themselves because they're gonna expect you
no,
to do something, and you just be like, this fool's just doing it all over the place, talking shit all over the place. In reality, the one that looking like a dumbass is them. You know what I mean? It works well. You know how to work it. I'm old school. I'm old school. I don't give a damn. I'll tell you straight up to it is. You know what I mean?
right. Right. For sure. For sure. For sure. Fuck yeah.
And
That's
you're my first interview, Krusted, and I don't know how it went, but I learned, and I learned a lot from you today. Now I know why Krusted does what he does.
there's more too, but you're gonna learn as we go
Hey,
along.
I could sit here and hear you all day long. I don't mind. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of new things. You know what I mean? Hey, we all had good times, we all had bad times, and we had some fuck
I
off
don't
times. You know what I mean?
like people disrespecting anybody, especially the so-called smaller guy. Because to me, there's no smaller or bigger guy. We all people. You know what I
That's what
mean?
I tell everybody.
I'm
I
like,
don't care who comes at me. If you got the guts to come at me, it's because you see me the same as you, right? The same level, but you want me to go to
if
my lower level, and it's not gonna
they're
work.
under my wing, can't defend themselves, well, I'm gonna defend them and what?
Hey, I was like that. I was the bully to the bullies at school. They would trip out like, "Oh, you're gonna defend him because they can't speak you can't speak English. I'm gonna come at you." You know what I mean? I used to sit in the back of the school. Everybody trip out because I was in the back of the classroom, and they're like,
Like,
"Oh, here comes Puffy. Don't sit on her desk." Or you know what I mean? Or hey, did you do Puffy's homework? Because she's gonna come at you. Or I would come after school and I'm like, "Yeah, the proctor sent me to sit down, but yeah, are you in my class? I've been in your class. That you haven't seen me because I haven't been here, but I am in your class." And they were laughing at me like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yep." If you don't, and then I would have detention. They're like, just sign and leave. Just sign and leave because something's gonna go down if you stay here. So I was like, all right. So I just signed
I
and left.
I remember my cousin came home from Hamel Street School one time. She came home early, and like I had one of my sick days, so because I used to go to school in Montebello, right? But I had one of those days where they picked me up early because I was sick and shit, and I was over there on Bonnie Beach, and my cousin Anita, she came home, and she was like, "This motherfucker, his name is Beto. He keeps fucking with me. This and that, da da da." Now Beto was from a family of boys that were a little crazy over on Record Street, um, and I was cool with that. I was good because, like, those guys, whatever with them. And she told me that, and she was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be coming home soon. He's gonna be walking home right now." So I was like, "Oh yeah, really?" I was like, "All right, cool." So I'll be right back. So I fucking went down the street, waited for his ass to fucking pass by. Hey, Beto. And I fucking gave him a piece of my mind. I said, you better fucking watch yourself. With my fucking primo over here, you're gonna have a problem. You can't handle, pal. And I'm gonna tell my brothers to tell your fucking brothers, man. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. I hate it when fucking kids did that shit, man.
I did that with my sister's boyfriend. One time, my sister wouldn't come out of the house right. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm tomboy. You know what I mean? Just, I had a Honda, a
Boys.
4-door Honda. You know what I mean? I was standard, whatever. I had it fucking I had just built the motor back in there because I had already blew mine. And fucking, my mom goes, yeah, this fool will let her out of the house, right? So this dude, when I got there, he was coming out of the house, right? So I ran against the wall with my car. And I tell him, who the fuck you fucking with, fool? You know who I am? And everybody knows me where I live. And everybody that knows when I'm mad, that don't mess with Puffy. Don't mess with Puffy.
Right.
And fucking, it was true because the guys were like, what are you going to do about it? You're all little and what the fuck? I'm like, hey, don't misjudge what you see because you don't know what can happen. You feel me?
Yeah.
And when I see him now, my nieces go, hey, this is true. You got my dad against the wall, rammed him with the car. I'm like, hey, who told you that lie? Who told you that I'm not that evil to people? You know what else play with them? Like, how come you told me this? Because my daddy told me that worst thing that ever happened in his life is you ran him against the car with the fucking wall. I was like, what the fuck? And then I've done all crazy shit. Like one time they slapped my baby daddy and I got off the car and it was my friend who did it. And I'm like, what you doing, fool? What you doing that? That's disrespecting my ass if you did that. You know what I mean? I was 13 and my baby daddy was 18. And fucking, we were laughing because everybody's like, why isn't he defending himself? Because I don't want to, bitch. Then the next time he comes knocking to my mom's house, my grandma's house, and he comes and tries to be badass with a gun right now. Do it, pussy. Shoot me, pussy. Come on, motherfucker. They're like, Martha, calm the fuck down. No, fuck you. Come on, pussy, bring it.
Do it. Fuck
And
you.
my friends are like, Martha, the pedo's not with you. I'm like, did I ask who it was with? You came and disrespected my grandma's house, motherfucker. Now you gonna come and get the what it comes from it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you know me. You come at me, I'm gonna come right at you. I'm not gonna go back down. You know what I mean?
You gotta do something? Just do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You're a little bitch. If you don't
Yeah.
use it, you're a little bitch. And the girlfriends are like, come back in the car. I'm like, you want some too, bitch? I'm not talking to you. Did I say talk, bitch? I didn't say talk, right? And they're like, look, my grandma's like, yeah, mija, come inside. I'm like, fuck no. Either he says sorry, my grandma, or I was gonna go off on him. You know what I mean? And it was fucking hilarious. My mom and my grandma, my uncle, everybody was outside. Calm down, tú siempre andas peleando. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It was crazy, you know. And my mom's like, por eso no te dejo salir, because you're always coming back and either you did something or somebody's coming after you or something. I'm like, dude, I used to rollerblade through my streets. I didn't use no bike. I used to rollerblade. I used to rollerblade from one corner of this damn thing streets, you know what I mean?
Your
And I
own
would trip out because when I got my first car, everybody's all like, Oh hell, they'll hear my music. Here comes Puffy, 3 blocks down. Here comes Puffy. I'm like, hell yeah, shit. Everybody knew where I'm coming. And
Hell,
before we used to throw down, I didn't like cheerleaders back then, and I was always walking with 2 dudes. Here comes Puffy and her bodyguards. Watch, they're all bigger than her because I'm all little and they were taller than me. And I made a cheerleader stop being a cheerleader because she pissed me off. And now I know she's my friend down the street right here. I have a friend down the street. That's his niece, and I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad because I didn't know it was his niece. And I'm like, is that your niece? Yeah. Oh, I gotta go. I don't want to like be here. I'll tell you later. He goes, what happened? Remember I told you about that cheerleader story? I'm like, that was your niece. And he goes, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. Talk to you later. And I left. I was laughing about it.
oh my god, yeah. There was one time we had a Halloween party, right? This is my book. We had several Halloween parties, crazy ones, but this one in particular kind of blows my mind sometimes when I think about it because I was like, what the fuck were you doing? Okay. Okay, so we had this badass party in Alhambra, okay? The garage was the fucking bar. In between the garage and the house was yard. There was a dance floor. That fucking shit was packed wall to wall. We had some of the best fucking Halloween parties, right? And most people fucking dressed up and shit. Okay? And we had this one party, and I had invited my people from Hacienda Heights, from everywhere, just people from East Los, everywhere, fucking avenues, everywhere. And somebody had told me that somebody had a gun outside and something or other, right? And me, like a fucking idiot, I don't have a gun, I don't have anything. But I went to go disarm this motherfucker. I was pissed off because to me, he was disrespecting my spot. He was just disrespecting my party. You know what I mean? And apparently he was from the people that I invited. So I went over there, went to the car, saw him. I told him, hey, what the fuck, bro? Fuck's your problem? This and that. Heard you got a gun. Heard you acting stupid. This and that. Started fucking crying, Puffy. He started crying. I'm sorry, cuz. Okay, the same time that this motherfucker's crying, my younger brother, obviously he's gonna have his brother's back. This motherfucker jumped on the roof with a 22 rifle, allegedly. It was right there, ready, fucking to go. I told him, kick back, fuck, I got this, don't worry about it, And I told him, motherfucker, get your fucking ass out of here, don't want to see you again, man. I'm sorry, Krust, thank you, Krust, thank you. I swear, I don't care if he had the gun or not, I was gonna beat the shit out of him just for fucking doing that disrespectful thing. Man, I was so pissed off. But, you see, I knew at the start that he had a gun, and I didn't care. That was this fucking that was the crazy shit about it.
Yeah, and then it's because you have the adrenaline. Even though you don't give a fuck, because you have this adrenaline ready to go. You know what I mean?
I had that positive, that like that. I don't know what you call it, but I was just like, no, this guy's gonna get dealt with right now. And he saw it. He saw that I was so fucking confident that whether he had a gun or not, he was gonna fucking lose.
I learned to tell my kids I'm gonna show and tell, and they're like, "What are you gonna show and tell?" This is what I used to do to your tia. She would talk a lot of shit. She wouldn't do nothing. I'm gonna tell her. I told her like this one time. There was a girl in the restroom. My sister, we're in 7th grade, right? I'm like, hey, you want to do a show and tell? She goes, what the fuck is a show and tell? I'm going to show you how you're going to go in there, beat the shit out of somebody. I'm going to tell you how to do it because you don't know how to do fight. You know what I mean? And then she goes, what the fuck? So when I get mad at my kids, I'm like, who wants a show and tell? Why are you going to show? I'm going to fucking snap on you and I'm going to show you what's going to happen after I smack you. You know what I mean?
What the fuck's going to
I do the same to everybody I talk to. I'm like, you fuck with me, I'm going to show and tell. What the fuck's a show and tell? I'm going to beat the shit out of you and I'm going to tell you how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. They're like, fucking Martha.
It's like people... Like just the other day at the Circle K or whatever, this guy's, trying to act all bad and shit. I get out the car and I'm walking with confidence. You know, I'm walking up to the store with confidence and shit. What does this guy do? Fucking backs away. What's up, bro? This and that. When before he was just all like, yeah, what's up, bitches, and this and that. No, 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 no. That's not gonna happen, Jack. You know?
That's why there's a saying that goes, "Don't fuck. You're gonna fuck with the wrong one of these days, and the right person's gonna get you real straight out." You know what I mean? And I tell my kids that, don't worry, let it happen. Whatever happens, let it be. But don't come at them or anything because then they're going to flip it on you. And just wait for the right moment. The right moment's going to come sooner or later. I be giving karma, and karma's my best friend.
The right one that says, hey, you don't have to be like that. And we don't have to get there. You know?
Yeah, but there's some dudes or girls or whatever. Like right now, my daughter's having an issue. Like, you know what I mean? This girl just like bullies her, like, comes at her, slaps her in the head or something. And I'm like, I know you're gonna snap. I'm waiting for you to snap. I know, because you're just like me. I tell her. She goes, I can't tame myself, mom, because I don't want to get in trouble if I get in a fight. Fuck it. Do it if that's gonna stop her. Fuck it.
Need is a pop in the mouth. That's all they need.
And I'm like, but if you cry afterwards, I'm gonna do like my mama used to do me. You got in a fight, you lost. Your mama got you and took you right back where you came from the fight. I'm going. And my mom will tell us either you get her or I'm gonna get you. Fuck, we didn't get fuck. We like my mom was gonna hurt us. My mom was gonna hurt us. That's all we heard in our heads. And then there was another thing that before, if you had friends, right? They used to go fight. They will stay there with you until you're done with the fight. Que pagarrate, like get your hair and to like hold your rings or whatever the hell. Nowadays, you see a kid trying to fight. They're videotaping, putting themselves on blast, and it's funny because I'm like, dude, you guys are stupid as fuck. I'm sorry to say, who would go record it and put it on blast, and then they're gonna know who got in the fight, and then they're gonna fucking tell on everybody. There's gonna be writing here and there, and then you go, hey, where are your friends? They booked it. What kind of friends are those? You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to be there, and in case something happens, hey, your daughter or something come pick us up or some exit or something. You guys are like exit, gotta go before it even starts. You're on your own, bitch. Bye. You know what I mean? It's like what the fuck. Like I don't know her. I was laughing because somebody of her friends, my daughter, she was gonna get in a fight. And I was like, "Where's my daughter? Who is it? Who is it?" I'm like, don't act like you don't know. You see me yesterday. You know what it is. What the fuck? I'm her mama. You know what I mean? But they act like they don't know. But they record everything.
What I teach my kids is the Bruce Lee method. If you don't have to fight, don't fight at all. But if you have to, somebody's fucking with you, just fucking pop them in the mouth real quick. Let's see how they fucking react to that. You know?
Exactly. My son got excited one day because he learned how to do the wrestling, the choke lock, you know what I mean? And he didn't know how to fight. And he calls our phones and goes, Mom, guess what? I'm like, okay, he's a little bit too high. What's going on here? And he goes, I did the choke lock and it worked. I choked him out and it worked. My bully stopped. I was like,
it works.
But it works. I know how to do this. It works. Now he's 17. I'm like, hey, you're going to call me next time you get in another fight. You're going to be, Mom, I beat somebody up. You know what I mean? This was in 7th grade. He was excited up to the fullest. I never seen a little kid run home, trying to tell me you got in an argument and got the headlock. That was it. Well, you had to call me to tell me you got somebody in a headlock? What the fuck? Because it was cool. I was like, oh, hell. He was in 7th grade. I still tell him, hey, you still going to call me when you're in a fight? And the excitement was funny, though. I wasn't even like that when I got in my first fight. I was like, what the fuck? But he was excited. I did a headlock. Headlock works. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Funny part.
There you go. Look, Burqueño has a good saying by Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Hey, it's true. Like they say in Spanish, el calladito, ten cuidado, es el que más deberías expectar que te pegara or something.
They're gonna be the animals. They're gonna fuck you up.
You could have somebody in front of you be the toughest build or whatever, and they don't know shit. They just like build, but they don't know how to use their strength. They don't know how to use what they got. You know what I mean? And the same thing goes for, you could have the ugliest person in front of you, and they'd be the perfect, sweetest, and you could have the perfect.
Youngsters, they trying to survive. They ain't trying to beat you up.
Now they're trying to kill you. They go straight to the point now. It's like, what?
But trying to survive, they're gonna fuck you up.
They'll fuck themselves up sometimes. That is like overwhelming looking at them doing what they're doing.
Definitely.
Now they don't know what gangs are. Now gangs to them is somebody that they can come and beat up. You know how we used to rumble before we got somebody in the gang. We used to go to like a park or something. Okay, let's get down. Now you do that, and they're like, You know what I seen a couple years back? I started laughing when the Switch came, the new generation came. I saw somebody get beat up by all kinds of gang members, and I'm like, aren't you supposed to show them you can fight back, not let them beat you up? Well, they said that if I wore a fucking paño on my eyes and let them kick my ass, they're gonna let me in. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're fucking retarded. I straight out told them, you're not being jumped in. You're being literally their bitch to get all their alcoholics, emotions out. You know what I mean? You're the little bitch. They're gonna beat the shit out of you. They're not gonna know you the next day, and they're gonna be, we didn't do that. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. But I was laughing because I'm like, who does that? Who tells you throw yourself on the floor, let us beat you up? And I was laughing all hardcore. I couldn't stop laughing at her.
When I got jumped, I hit as many people as I could before I went down.
My mom one time she called me. I was gonna get jumped in with it, and I started laughing. My mom goes, "What are you guys doing? Throwing a punch party or what?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "I better not find out you're getting jumped." And we were just going in a circle, and then we started throwing blows. Right? My mom goes, "Oh, que te dije, hija de tu pinche madre." I was like, "Oh, goddamn."
I
I'm like,
didn't even
my mom's
know
gonna
I
beat
was
me
from.
up worse than the kids there.
I was from that fucking crew. I didn't know I was from Hardin Trece. You
Oh,
know,
you grew into it without you knowing. Yeah, I had those.
but
You're
when I
from here, no?
started them, they got me out, and I was like, all right, whatever, man. Fuck you guys. Shit.
And
I
I
said,
was always at a certain place in where I live, the town I live. They're like, oh, you're from Cages. No, I'm not. You're from Garra? No, I'm not. I lived in every little town, but I've never been from none of them. Also.
see what I mean? You know what I
Yeah, they include you without you knowing. Yeah, I know you're from over here because you're always with this fool and that. And they're like, no, oh, yeah, but no. It's like, fuck that, no. And then my mom said, nomás que me entere that you're in the gang. I'm like, I'm not in it. They included me without me knowing. It's called adapting and adopting. So take it or leave it, mother. Take it or leave it.
always taken pride in being a fucking independent. Even like later on in life, they hit me up to join the gang in East Los. There's a gang out there. They hit me up twice, and I told them, no, man, it's just not for me, bro. And then a couple of my friends were like, yeah, you're right. You're right. You don't even fit in here.